are. Bases loaded, bottom of the eighth. Delman Young up to bat. And the pitch. Oh, and it's the Anthem podcast, and this is Corey.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rob. That was anticlimactic. I was getting a little worked up.
Yeah, you felt the magic running through you.
A little bit of emotion, yeah. So everybody who's not familiar, obviously that would have been Corey's version of the color commentary for the second game of the ALDS.
Yeah. I can't all right, so real quick, pet peeve. Yeah. I went to both the games.
Right.
Both game 1 and game 2.
Because you're a baller.
Because I'm a baller.
Right.
And game 3 coming up.
Woo!
Making a road trip.
Oh.
But yeah, I just this morning was listening to the Baseball Tonight podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And they shared the radio color commentary that they actually used. Yeah, it was Chris Berman.
Right.
Who was doing the color commentary for ESPN Radio for the Oriole game. So they were sharing clips from him doing it. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, J.J. Hardy up to bat. Oh, it's back, go! That whole Berman bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God.
Can you imagine listening to the whole game?
I can't even imagine, like, listening to... Like, yesterday, me and my dad were stuck in the parking lot, leaving the game for an hour.
Which happens.
And
unless you're me, and you get second floor.
And it's a parking lot that was way the hell out, too, because it was during the workday. 12:07 game is the worst ever, because it's during the workday.
Yeah.
And everybody's closed, and, like, the game is, like, we parked so far up Paca.
Right.
And then sat in the garage to leave for an hour. But we were listening to...
And it was letting out right at the end of the workday, too.
Yeah. We were listening to the Giants broadcast with, God, what's his name? He was the commentator for the Orioles forever.
Mike Bordick.
No, Miller.
No idea. Frank Miller? No. He's an author. Yeah.
Don Miller? No, that's a guy we went to college with.
Fred Manfra?
No.
No.
I feel bad that I'm forgetting now.
You should know. You should know who this is.
I should know. God. Anywho.
I don't listen to radio. It's a dead medium.
Podcasting. On the rise.
That's where it's at.
You choose the shows you listen to.
And, don't fast forward through the non-existent ads that we have.
Yeah.
I read a story about that, by the way. But people don't fast forward because they're afraid to miss something.
Right.
It could be a 30-second ad. It could be a 3-minute ad. Just let it play. I'm not skipping forward and missing something.
And not only that, but some guys do the ads pretty funny. So
yeah. I
actually enjoy the humor sometimes. Like, sometimes you listen to a podcast where they have an ad.
Yeah.
And it says, like, DraftKings. It's just like, what's better, DraftKings or lighting your girlfriend on fire? And it's just like, well, and then they go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
But no, so we should start getting some sponsors.
By the way, DraftKings isn't a real website. Don't go there. They didn't pay us anything. They didn't pay us dick.
Although we're open to a DraftKings if you would like to pick up a sponsorship, sure. We come cheap.
In that world, yes, I do love.
I mean, we do love. I don't know about Corey. Corey sucks.
Well,
I do love DraftKings.
Last week I loved winning my baseball championship. So.
Right. Wait, is your team sponsoring this podcast? Otherwise, I don't want to hear about it. Okay. Wait, what's your name of your team in that one?
Of the baseball?
Fantasy baseball, yeah.
Let's Get Buck Wild.
Let's Get Buck Wild. So, unless Let's Get Buck Wild is going to sponsor this particular episode or this segment, then
I'll pitch in a couple bucks.
How cheap we
episode 26 for brought to you by Let's Get Buck Wild Fantasy Baseball Team.
Technically, I guess that should be bought by FoundingTheFuture.com. FoundingTheFuture.com in partnership with Solstice Publishing. New book coming out, The Movement, Insurrection, November 27th at a bookstore and on Amazon.com.
I'm looking forward to that.
No, I was going to say because we got the green thing coming. So that was my sponsorship.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be good.
That was my sponsorship.
Big things coming, people.
Big things coming. Anyway, so your dad, you're listening to Mr. Miller, we don't remember his name, doing color commentary for the Giants game. And it's a rabbit hole that we just went down. DraftKings.com, baby.
No, but it was fun to hear like an old familiar voice.
Right.
Because I remember listening to him when he was doing the Orioles the last time they were in the playoffs. Not 2012, but 96, 97.
Yeah.
And he has a very soothing voice, and it makes you feel... And then they always pair... So here's something I got to get off my chest real quick. There's the preeminent names in radio broadcasting for baseball.
Right.
It used to be just one guy by himself.
Right.
Just doing the whole game.
Well, you know, like
Red Barber here, bringing you the Tiger. Like, you know,
Ronald Reagan did the Rose Bowl or something where he wasn't even getting the feed. He just did color commentary on a game. He had no idea what was going on.
Right.
But he had to fill radio time.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, him by himself.
But Vince Scully, I think, is all by himself.
Okay.
And he does the radio and the TV at the same time.
John Miller?
John Miller.
Is it
there it is.
J-O-N, John?
Yeah, John Miller.
Okay.
But for other places, they pair sort of weird people together. Like John Miller with whoever was doing the broadcasting with him.
Fred Manfra.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, back in the Oriole days.
Oh, say 93 to 98. Yeah, it was John Miller and Fred Manfra or Chuck Thompson.
Yeah.
I don't know who Chuck Thompson is. But.
What? You haven't heard "Ain't the Beer Cold"?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't listen. Radio is a dead medium. I don't listen to it.
But some of them, like, okay, so
go to war, Miss Agnes. Apparently, that's something else.
What's the John Sterling does the Yankee games on the radio, and he's hilarious to listen to.
Jeter, number 2.
That's
I know the guy who calls the game.
No, that was the PA announcer.
Number 2. Derek.
Number 2.
Jeter.
Derek Jeter. Number 2.
2.
Yeah. But John Sterling does the Yankees broadcast, and he does his thing is he makes up home run calls.
Okay.
That are based off the name of the person who hits it. So he'll be like an A-bomb from A-Rod, a 3-run shot from Rodriguez. But he'll also like get things horribly wrong. So if you ever listen to a game with him calling it, it'll be like, a long fly ball, it's deep, it's going down the right field side, and it's caught by the second baseman. Foul ball. And,
like he's not paying attention?
Like he just sees like the ball hit off the bat and he's already like,
everything's
that's gone. Oh, wait, hold on.
Infield fly, that is out of fair?
No, it was caught. I'm sorry. It was caught. But they put this girl with
way back behind the catcher in foul territory.
They put this girl with them who's just like, I feel like she's the reason why other women have to fight so hard in sports.
Okay.
Like the reason why, like anytime, if you ever like, just go to Aaron Andrews' Twitter or something like that, and just pick a random one and look at all the replies that people send. And the reason why
never a good idea.
Why Aaron Andrews, like even if she says like, it's a concussion, he's out for the rest of the game. There'll be more information once we get done.
Kids, or get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's just like, why are you naked right now on my TV?
Right.
You're too pretty to not be naked. Like, you just get like a deluge of those comments.
Yeah.
But I think part of the reason why
that's the case?
No, I mean like one of the
please send all comments.
One of the people who is not helping this cause at all is the woman that they stick with John Sterling.
Okay, there we go. Bringing it
because
back.
She's like John Sterling will go off in his Sterlingness. Like, it was like this in 1974, 70, 80, 83 when Rizzuto, wait, that was 52. Like, just going off in his random, unusual commentary.
Yeah.
And then just like the girl will pop in and she'll just be like, I met Bill Rizzuto once at an auto show. Thanks a lot, Jennifer. Like,
Jesus. Yeah.
Like, for as much as it's the Yankees,
right?
They have the worst radio team.
Well, because they have
ever.
the guy. They have the guy, and it's him. It's it.
I think everyone just listens for John Sterling's home run calls. It's a text message from Mark Teixeira.
A home run?
Yeah.
It says home run. Hey. No,
Captain, my captain, Derek Jeter with a home run.
I feel bad because now that you're talking about the people trolling on Twitter,
yeah,
I saw Amber Theo Harris, who's now on NFL Network.
Yeah, I love Amber,
and I hadn't seen her since her days at Masson.
Right,
Masson, right? Yeah, she was on Masson. And I go on Twitter, and instead of saying, "Hey, congratulations on all your success, glad to see you on NFL Network," like. still as gorgeous as ever. I didn't listen to anything that you said. I didn't listen to it. Was just like, hey, Amber Theo Harris, still hot. Still hot. Yeah, that's good.
It's kind of a weird...
We're all misogynists. It's okay.
I wasn't going to say that. Here's the point. So, I feel like women, while sexism is bad...
Sure. Can we prequel this? I'm not a sexist, but...
Which means I'm a sexist. Right. But, no, but while like, the horrible, like, truly sexist people, you know them when you see them.
Female genital mutilation?
No. Like the people we were talking about on like Aaron Andrews' Twitter feed.
Oh, okay, yes.
Where it's just like, like, why are you naked?
Right.
Why, where are the tits? Like that.
Like, what do you call all the useless skin around the vagina?
What?
A woman. Just kidding. That was it. By way of example.
That was a great horrible joke.
Just by way of example only.
Yeah.
Please send all complaints to Corey at the internet.
I wrote that joke. No, but I mean, I feel like at least, even though they don't count as much, the horrible sexists.
Oh, I think you meant the women. No, okay, all right. Yes. Even
though horrible sexists don't count that much,
right?
Like, it's still brand awareness for your person.
It's popping up all over their Twitter.
Yeah, like I don't imagine that Fred Manfra gets like catcalled when he leaves. Joe Angel and Fred Manfra,
right?
Or Gary Thorne with his 4-drink buzz leaving the game. Like nobody's yelling at Gary Thorne like, "Hey Gary, whip out your dick."
Everything's exciting here at Oriole Park.
Come on, Gary, I want to see that dick.
Have you seen a video that is
it's gone.
Guys living in a world where the gender roles are reversed.
Oh yeah.
Hilarious. Just like I've seen 2 really great ones. One, the one that guys living in a world where it's reversed and the women catcall the guys.
Right.
The other one is it's guys say the things. What are they really saying? And like guys shouting out the window at a girl like, "I'm too scared to talk to you in person, so I'm going to shout at you out the window." You like the sound effects? I just Doppler effect that bad boy. Anyway, so yeah, and it's just
Doppler effect.
Oh.
Taking it back to HF Festival.
Wait, what?
You just went
because the Lloyd
Doppler effect was a band.
Oh, I'm talking about the actual Say Anything movie.
Oh, well.
When you say Lloyd Doppler, I think standing outside your window in the rain with the George Michael.
Peter Gabriel
on the boombox. That's what I think. No, the Lloyd, I forgot that they were a band. Like 2002, too. HF Festival, like 2000, 2001.
Probably even earlier than that, like 98.
The Lloyd Doppler effect. Oh, how about that?
I miss how excited I was about HF Festival.
I miss HF Festival. I miss HFS.
I miss HFS. Well, we've come around on that.
99.1's back to being rockish music, though.
Oh, it's no longer Spanish radio?
Voila! Yeah, no, it's no longer.
That was still like the weirdest day ever. Where like just randomly you saw like on Facebook like,
the fuck's going on at HFS?
Yeah. I was like, HFS is no longer around. And I'm just like, what? And then I run out to my car and put it on 99.1 and it's just like, hola, mi amo Juan. I'm just like, fuck, why?
So no bullshit. I'm delivering pizzas when they make the shift. I get out of the car and it's Virgin or whatever the guy's name was, the afternoon guy.
Tim Virgin.
He went on to work at 1031.
Okay.
And do Virgin Fest.
Yeah.
But this was back before that. So he's on the radio, and I get out of the car, and I'm like bullshitting at the door for 10 minutes, waiting for them to get their money together. By the way, when you order pizza, get your money together.
Just be ready to go.
Just be ready. Yeah. And don't try not to ask for change. Like, don't be a douche. It's $19. You know, it's $15. $4 tip. Okay, great. I mean, don't ask for the dollar back. Just give him the 20. Just give him the 20.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
How much are you gonna miss that dollar?
It's gonna mean a lot to him. Yeah. Delivery charges don't go to the driver either. Anyway, so then 10 minutes later, I get in the car after trying to make change with this douchebag and being like, I mean, I can bring you the 86 cents from my car, but then I got to go out there and come back. So, You want me to? That's cool. I can just do that. That's fine. Cheap ass. Anyway, so I get back in, and it's just like, and I'm like, I must have hit a button.
Rob's version of the Mexican of the Spanish language station is now just the Mexican top dance.
Hat dance.
Hat dance.
Yes, yeah. That's all they play, just over and over again.
Just 24 hours a day.
Yeah. So I get back in, and I'm like, oh, I must have hit a button, and I'm like,
they really love that song.
They do.
It's just like,
it's different people covering it, of course.
Just like I'm Irish, and I love listening to like Flogging Molly.
I was gonna say just drinking whiskey and fighting, but okay.
I just like listening to drunken lullabies. Just
as you reach for the Jameson, is that what you're doing?
Oh, why the fuck did I grab gin?
Why do you have gin?
No, it's rum. I'm sorry. It was rum because I was making mojitos for a while. I was into that for about a minute.
So wait, you were sitting here at the beautiful the Anthem Digital Network studios, deep in the heart of the earth, in Parkville, Maryland, making mojitos by yourself.
Yeah, and writing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I figured I was more of a writer with a mojito in my hand.
Who are you, Orson Welles? No, that's not who I'm looking for.
Ernest Hemingway.
Who are you, Ernest Hemingway? Or James Joyce? Who would be drinking whiskey? Both of those men would be drinking whiskey, by the way. Both Ernest Hemingway and James. Both Ernest Hemingway and James Joyce would be drinking whiskey while they wrote.
Oh, I drink whiskey too.
Apparently you're drinking mojitos. Do you have like the little thing to crush the mint down into?
I did.
Oh God! You were like seriously in it.
I was in it. It was a thing for a while.
How come I never saw you drink a mojito?
I don't know. What I was doing for a while there was I would have to get myself in the mood.
First of all, you were ashamed about it, so you hid it from me. Number two,
I wasn't ashamed about it.
So you're here.
The rum's been sitting here with the seltzer water for as long as I've been living here.
I've never seen you like. Well, yeah. So this week on episode 23, crushing up mint into the.
I was doing it for writing purposes. So here's what I was doing.
Sure, go ahead.
I was saying, okay, today,
turn off the lights, light a candle.
Today I have to write this scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sort of like, as I'm making the mojito, I'm thinking about the scene. And then I go outside and I smoke a little bit of a cigar that I had and drink mojito. And then come inside and start to write, thinking that would put me in like sort of a writer's like.
Okay.
I remember I was given a piece of writing advice that I took way too seriously at another point in my life too.
Okay.
Which was the problem with a lot of writers is they like roll out of bed and they go to the computer and they're just like, I have to write. But you have to treat it like a job.
Like drinking at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
No, but they said, so what I like to do is I like to have a place that I have to go to write.
Right.
And I dress up.
Okay.
Like I'm going to the office.
So you dressed up?
Yeah, so I got in a suit and went to Nelson's and wrote in the office. And it actually worked for me for a while.
Okay. For me to make fun of you. I can picture you with a cigar in one hand and a mojito and at Nelson's and typing and.
Well, no, the cigar and the mojito was here.
And then you drove. So you drank the mojito and then.
No. I just drove here. Yeah.
Okay.
I just stayed here.
Yeah.
But that one didn't work out as well.
Because you got drunk?
No. It was just, I don't know. It's not for me. I like a mojito. I like a cigar. I just don't think it puts me in the proper writing mood.
So what is it that puts you in the writing mood? I don't know.
It's usually sleep deprivation, I found.
Okay. Just nicotine and caffeine and sleep deprivation?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because I wrote 14 pages last week.
Yeah.
And I remember I was tired, but I wasn't exhausted.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I got the wild hair to write. And I sat down and I started typing, and then just shit started happening.
So what you need is a baby. That's what you need.
No.
A baby around you?
No.
And get you that point where you're not exhausted.
What I need is no responsibility whatsoever.
Like,
then
just wake up and do what you want to do?
Yeah. Because what I need is no responsibility. Nowhere to be, nothing to do. And then just
sit and watch Netflix all day. I gotta get some writing down here.
Until I'm just like, I haven't written in a while, and just go in the other room and type furiously for an hour and a half, and then be like, everything I write is shit, and throw my computer against the wall, and then go outside, smoke 15 cigarettes, and then come back in.
Right.
That's where I am now.
Okay.
I watch a lot of BoJack Horseman.
Oh my God, I love that.
Oh, good. So I was going to ask you, have you seen it?
Of course.
Everybody,
I've seen all of them.
everybody, if you have Netflix, which I assume is everybody,
Who doesn't have Netflix?
watch BoJack Horseman and give it at least 2 episodes.
Wait, first of all, is the show called BoJack Horseman?
Yeah.
I thought it was called something else.
No.
Just Horseman?
BoJack Horseman.
Huh.
My brother put me onto it.
Yeah, I just randomly found it.
Yeah, it's
I watched
very
too many
good.
Will Arnett things in a row, and started suggesting.
I love Will Arnett's voice.
Yeah, so
He's got a great cartoon voice.
It suggested it up, and I was like, something about a horse. I don't get this, but I'm down. Let's go.
And I super enjoy Keith Olbermann as like the news broadcaster that they bring in.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that Neil McBeal, the Navy SEAL, you stole a meal from Neil McBeal, the Navy SEAL?
I mean, who played the SEAL?
That was Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
God, and I love him too. Everything.
They got lots of great people. And Allison Brie, my love.
Who was
the one for me.
Yeah. Also in the Fappening.
Yeah.
Which we haven't gotten any more Fappening pictures.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Let me go on Fortune.
Rob's just hoping that something pops while
Yes,
we're
I am.
on the podcast.
Of course.
So in 4 days when we post it.
Fappening.
Fappening for Oprah Winfrey.
God.
It's getting worse.
I'd still look. I would still look. I'm a sad man.
Hillary Clinton. Give him hell, Hill Dog.
I'd still look. Because you know what, guy, I would want to look, especially at Hillary Clinton, because I would ask myself, Monica ain't no spring chicken. Yeah. How horrible does it have to be for Monica to look good? But then again, I do also get the sense that you're the president of the United States, and sometimes it's just like the groveling. The girl who means nothing.
The power.
Yeah, the girl who means nothing, and you can just throw it away. God, what was the other... Shoot, God, I've watched so much Netflix in the last lifetime. I'm actually going back to TV, which is weird. I started watching my fall programs rather than Netflix.
You know what I feel like we should talk about rather than Netflix?
What's that?
The Orioles are in the playoffs.
Which I've also been watching on TV. And you know what? That is why I've been watching more TV.
Oh!
Because we got toward the end of the season.
Good news.
Yeah.
Somebody in government, I don't remember exactly, I think it was the House, said that the blackout rules are old and outdated.
Yes.
And they overturned them. And I don't know what that means, but I hope it means that next season, MLB at Bat will be every single game.
Yeah, no, not next season.
And then I don't have to pay cable anymore. I can just have an internet connection and MLB TV, and I'm covered.
Which would be nice, but it won't be next year.
The only reason why I have cable TV right now is for baseball.
The House said that it was the House or the Senate. I can't remember which one, but they said that the blackout rules are outdated. Now it's got to go to the other House, whichever one is the one who it sprung from.
Right.
And then that goes to the FCC, who has to do new rulemaking, so that process takes about 12 months, 10 to 12 months. So they'll make a new rule about blackout and what are the ways that we can black out. Congress will then review that rule when it becomes official and decide whether or not they need to instruct the FCC to take further action.
Can we just push this through? Because I feel like this is a big time issue.
Let me tell you how we can push this through. For $1,200, you can buy a 3D printer that prints off the register or the lower register of an AR-15 and allows you to print as many as you want for free. And you can buy the other parts for like $30. So for $120, we could have 4 AR-15s, and then that's how we stop doing the rulemaking process. I'm gonna treat it just to make sure I stay legal. I'm gonna use the underpants gnomes defense. Print out AR-15s, ? No more FCC rulemaking. Not gonna get into the question mark area.
I don't even find the energy to write my senator.
Right.
I don't even or call them.
Text them in the midst of another text.
How many times have you called a elected member of government?
A lot.
Okay.
But I'm that guy. I'm the guy who calls.
I did it once. I called
over what?
SOPA.
I did too, and I told him they should pass it.
What?
Pass SOPA.
Oh, I hate you.
What,
We're
'cause
not even getting into that.
The only way I can get your ass up off the couch to care about something is to have that pass. The only way that I can get you and the 8 million people like you to start 3D printing AR-15s and get out and do something is by having SOPA pass.
Question mark.
Question mark. FCC no more rulemaking. Yes. No, but the only way I can do that is to get your damn attention. And people are so lazy. And the people in power have found out how they can keep you just enough of a slave to keep you docile without drawing your attention.
You know what has been a slave-like thing to me?
Watching the MLB playoffs?
Yeah. All I do is just sit and watch baseball all day. I come home.
Yeah.
Do I give a fuck about the Nationals? No.
Yeah.
Am I watching every inning of their game? Yes.
Absolutely. I felt bad because I had to leave the bar that I was at, by the way, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a work day to go back to work and leave the Nationals game. But I watched the Orioles game, and then I went to see the Nationals. Then I was like watching the first part of the Nationals game, and I was like, I should probably go do some work.
I have been on a 3.5-hour lunch break.
In which I had several drinks.
Yeah.
Several Fireball in Angry Orchard drinks. Which Rob learned this rule. 4 too many of those. So I only had 3 over the course of 3 hours. So, but anyway. Enjoying baseball a lot. This is like the best playoffs I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. I think it's because there's no like powerhouse team.
There's no Yankees. There's no Red Sox.
Well, not even
buy
that.
Yourself a postseason.
Right, but I mean, like in years past, when there's been like a powerhouse Yankees team, you're just like, okay, so who are they playing on their way to winning the World Series? Yeah, like what?
Who's going to lose to the Yankees?
All the other games are interesting, but then you eventually know you're going to be steamrolled by a $400 million payroll and blah 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 blah.
It's like let's skip and watch the Yankees play. You guys in the NL battle it out.
Right.
Figure out who's going to play them in the World Series.
But I think this has been a very evenly matched playoffs.
Yep.
And I loved watching that Kershaw-Wainwright game.
Yep.
The Dodgers-Cardinals, I guess, if you want to be more specific.
Well, that's less specific.
Yeah,
that's less specific than. But no, it was. There's been a lot of great games. The Royals have played 3 extra inning games in a row and won 3 extra inning games in a row. Kershaw falls apart in the 7th, 6th, 7th inning, and
something like that. Yeah,
just 7.
Mattingly needed to pull him.
Yeah,
like it was.
We got to see Don Mattingly lose his managerial job unless they win the World Series.
Right.
The only way it saves it now is if they get to the World Series. If they get to the World Series, they'll bring him back next year. Anything less than that, he's going home.
I still think he's back.
You think they're bringing him back either way?
Yeah.
I see. I don't know anything about the Dodgers. So I don't know what they're.
I know he was almost fired last year when they started off slow, but
ESPN after the game was saying he almost got fired, and then he pulls this where you're on the mound. You're literally there. You're looking into the bullpen, and you make decisions.
All you have to do is raise the arm.
Yeah,
and like tap the arm and just be like,
and
I need the ready.
I was gonna say he made the call. The person was up. They were up and throwing. They were ready, and he turned and walked back in the dugout.
I think you got to. It's such a tough call though. With Kershaw on the mound, who's been lights out all year,
right?
You want to give him the deference, but like just like Pedro Martinez, like sometimes you just got to pull those people.
Well, and Pedro's now working for ESPN, and after it, he was like, "That's exactly like what happened to me." Yeah. Sometimes that you go out there, the pitcher's going to say, "I'm good." No, I'm good. No, you're not.
Yeah,
sit down. It's time to go home.
The manager has to make those calls.
Yeah, because the pitcher wants to pitch. And
you know
who believes he could throw he's going to knock down 3 in a row and get back in the dugout. So.
You know who the expert of making those calls is?
Who's that?
Buck Showalter.
Well, hey, how about that? If only he was in the playoffs.
He is in the playoffs.
How's that? Oh, he's the Orioles manager now. Yeah. The 13 games up in the AL East Baltimore Orioles manager.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the problem, though, is that he doesn't win World Series.
Well,
he creates teams.
Let's hope
that wins World Series.
See, I just can't imagine that he would get fired.
Oh, no. And he's under contract for another 3 years, right?
Something like that. But, so what happens everywhere he goes is he brings a team right to the precipice, and then he gets fired for some stupid. In New York, it was because
didn't like Steinbrenner.
Steinbrenner.
Yeah.
I guess that's just enough of a reason. Steinbrenner.
Yeah.
In Arizona, I think people got upset with him for being like such a micromanager.
Yeah.
Like he was like talking about like what kind of font they needed on the backs of the jerseys on the batting practice road jerseys.
Right.
And they're just like, we got to get rid of this guy because he's driving us nuts. And then
Well, it's Arizona.
they won the
Everybody's
World
laid
Series.
off.
Yeah.
But they won it the next year.
Yeah, and then the Rangers, I don't remember what happened, but
I feel like that's another not liking the management.
yeah, but he didn't win the World Series there. The Rangers haven't won the World Series.
No, they made the playoffs though. A couple
They
years in a
made
row.
it to the World Series,
Yeah.
but they haven't won it.
Right. So,
But
but he
I
built a
hope-
World Series caliber team there.
Yeah, I hope Bucks wins it. I just think
He deserves.
I
He
just wanna-
has one now.
no, he hasn't.
He's never won a World Series.
No.
I thought he got one with the Yankees before they fired him.
Nope.
Shit. Well, that's gonna be so sweet for him then.
I just want to see him almost smile.
No, wait, no. First of all, he did smile. We got the flattened lips, upturned corners at the
Like the Grinch.
on the clinch game. It was the Grinch smile, but it was on the clinch game. He's smiling in his version of smiling.
I saw Nick Markakis smile too, and it looks so weird. It's just like so. Okay, so
It's disconcerting.
real quick, my dad likes to. He went to a Nationals game, the Orioles Nationals game, and all he could talk about after the fact was how on the video board when they announce people, they show him like looking like really mean.
Right.
Like they show a video that goes along with the announcement, like like now up to bat left fielder Bryce Harper,
And he breaks the bat over his knee.
Yeah, they show a video of him like looking mean and like putting the eyebrows all furled and like I'm gonna rape a baby. I imagine that's what Bryce Harper is saying.
Well, are you saying Bryce Harper rapes babies? Is
No,
that what you're saying?
I'm just saying that's a look
Oh, okay.
that he gives.
So he gives him the old Ian Watkins.
Watkins
You give him the
look,
Ian
yeah.
Watkins look? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
And my dad says like, "You guys are professional baseball players. Why don't you smile in the videos?" And I'm just like, that would probably look weird.
Yeah.
When they're just like, left fielder Bryce Harper, and he's just like, "Hey,
And to be fair,
just happy to be here."
the angry look can be played many different ways. If you're Chris Davis, you're batting 196. The angry look is like, "Sorry, I disappointed you."
Yeah.
Or
I'm not happy about this either.
If you're batting 300, then you're like, "Hey, look how I'm mean and intimidating."
Yeah.
Happy. If I see your happy video and it's like 0 for 36 in the last 9 games, and no, I'm not happy about that.
Right.
I'm not happy about those two things. Anyway, so your dad's pissed off about it.
Yeah. But I talked to him about Nick Markakis. He's just like, well, Nick Markakis is just serious.
It's very serious.
He's just a man who's very serious.
Yeah.
Like, we shouldn't expect somebody like that to smile. Like, don't push Nick Markakis. Just let him be.
You know what I do expect? To see him shaving in the dugout at some point. Because he's going to shave before the game, and we're going to get into like one of those 4-hour marathon games.
Yeah.
He's going to have to shave so we can see over the beard. It's just going to start impacting his face. He's going to have to cut it down.
little known fact: 15 minutes before every game starts, Nick Markakis shaves.
Head,
And then
eyebrows, face, everything.
By his first at bat, it's all back. 15 minutes later.
Yes.
If he doesn't keep on top of it, he looks like Jabba Chamberlain.
The new Jabba Chamberlain.
Yeah, the new Jabba Chamberlain.
Yeah.
God, remember when he was the next big thing? Now he's just the next big thing.
So, Orioles are up 2-0, as are
Yes.
the Royals, and that's it. The other one split the series, right?
Well, no, that
Nats are still playing.
yeah, they were when we walked in here.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers and Cardinals are happening now.
Okay. But they,
But that's on MLB Network, and I don't have
they don't
MLB
have that.
Network.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go to a bar just to watch the Cardinals, and
Not worth it.
I'm worth it.
We're here in the studio, so obviously. We got to get better studio accommodations. We got to have TVs that have MLB Network, apparently. Or we just start recording in a bar.
Yeah. Oh, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
Whichever bar will have us.
Exactly. Can we set up our soundproof?
I'm already doing Jameson shots during this podcast, so we might as well just
You
do it at a
learned
bar.
nothing from episode 4? Nothing, really? Anyway, so Orioles are up 2-0. We're going to Detroit, and when I say we're going to Detroit, I mean the Orioles are going to Detroit, but so are we.
Yeah. So I feel like we should share this story.
Yeah.
I picked up EP from work. You all know EP. She's been on the show.
Yes.
The Anthem groupie EP.
And maybe more.
And as I was driving to parking, I just sort of said, what would you think about going to Detroit for Game 3? do you work Sunday? She's like, no, I'm off Sunday. And I'm just like, that would be fun, right?
Now, is this a hashtag after sex conversation that you guys had?
No, this is just a...
Okay, this is a before sex conversation. I got you. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is just pillow talk. Rob is of course joking.
Yes. I don't know why that cracked me up so much.
I'm glad it worked.
You and EP have pillow talk.
Anyway,
I can't wait for her to hear that. I can't wait to get the what? Why are you saying that on the podcast text on Tuesday?
Yeah. Anywho,
yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, that'd be fun. And then immediately, like, the iPhone comes out, and she's like,
Dude, getting stuff done.
Tickets are only $65 on StubHub. And I'm just like, well, let's see if Rob and Shannon are in. And then Rob and Shannon are in. Shannon kind of like
wishy-washy, but
yeah, she's in there eventually.
Yeah. And by the way, a big thanks to Rob. Yeah, that's this Rob, by the way, because tickets were $65 to $75. I think they were actually higher than that when we decided to buy them. How much are the tickets that we got?
$30.
That's right. Why?
Because Rob likes to schmooze with people in the Tigers box office.
Because even if the girl is 3,000 miles away.
Not 3,000 miles away.
No, because it wasn't in Detroit. I could tell by the accent she wasn't in Detroit.
She was in Nevada or something like that.
And it's actually closer. I would have said like south, not quite south, like Arkansas, Tennessee. A little bit of the southern accent, but not a lot. Anyway, could have been California, though. Could have been a transport. Not important. Point is, I flirt with her for about 15 minutes, and then I say, listen, I'm a season ticket holder in Baltimore, and we were just thinking about making the trip out, and I'd love to come, but, StubHub is killer on the tickets. Oh, let me see what I can do. Clickety, 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 click. Oh, yeah. Oh, we were holding some tickets for season ticket holders here, and it looks like there's some still available. Let me see what I can do for you.
Yeah.
Click. 5 minutes later. All right, so where were you looking to sit? I'm like, we want to see the whole stadium, so anywhere I can put my ass down that gets me in the door. That's where I'd like to sit.
Yeah.
On the other side, where do you sit when you're at the stadium?
Yeah.
She likes this particular section. You'll find, we'll already be gone, so you won't be able to hear it.
Right.
Again. But the jungle rooftop bar or something.
I'm excited to see this thing.
Yeah. So, and schmoozed and got tickets for face value at
$30.
Yep.
Yeah.
So can't beat that at all.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, this whole weekend, this day.
Yeah. Because it's a 30-hour trip. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. This day is basically going to cost us like
$100 a person, maybe.
Not even that, I don't imagine.
Including food. We got to eat along the way.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's going to happen regardless.
True.
It's not like if I didn't go to Detroit, I wasn't going to eat tomorrow.
Fair enough, yeah.
But, like, in addition to what our day would normally cost, like, maybe, like, $70?
Probably. Gas and...
Game 3.
And, yeah, possible clinch.
If the Orioles clinch, like...
Oh, God.
Because it's... As soon as Delman Young hit the double...
Yeah.
I texted Rob. I was like, buy the tickets now.
Let's do
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to see that. Like, I want to be there for that.
Yep.
So
it's going to be crazy. But the other thing we have to be concerned about, two things right now, both of them are related. One, EP works in an ER. And two, we're going to yet another public place. And I've had Ebola, which means I have all the antivirals for it, but you guys do not. So you're going to get Ebola, just so you know. That's going to happen. It's a thing.
Well, Detroit is kind of...
Dallas, Detroit, both are D's. Very close in the alphabet.
No, that's how we're doing it.
Yes.
We're just assuming that anything that has a D, which is close to E.
Yeah, well, both are D's, and they're very close to E, Ebola. Now, they're a little far from Z, Zaire Ebola virus, which is what it's actually called. But
real quick, just catch me up, because I've been blissfully ignorant.
Watching MLB playoffs.
Yeah. Did somebody with Ebola come here from Africa and just start spreading it around?
Well,
kissing strangers?
The only cases we'd had in the U.S. were doctors who were brought here to be treated.
Okay.
We knew they had Ebola when they left Africa, or we suspected they did until they got here, and we knew once they got here.
Because to reassure you a little bit,
yeah,
much like I've been trying to reassure Shannon for the last couple days,
yes,
I would imagine if there was an Ebola patient who needed to come to America to live, there would be some sort of conversation that would happen like this. All right. What's a good African name?
Well, none of them were African. They were all American.
Dr. John Smith.
Yes.
We have to take you back to America to give you the proper coverage.
Dr. Click, click, bloody click.
All your racist emails go to Rob at Robert M. Cheek on Twitter.
All your racist emails. I'm not in support. Don't send me your like, yeah, that's right, boy. But click, click, bloody click. If you have a complaint, send it to me. Anyway,
yes. Dr. John Smith, we have to send you back to the States to get you treated for this. Okay, I understand. Where are you sending me? Detroit. Is there anywhere else in the country that you could possibly send me?
I'll just stay here.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking Africa.
I'll take the odds.
You know, Africa's kind of less depressing.
Yeah, probably. I haven't been there. Part of the excitingness of the trip is to be super depressed before and after the game.
Yeah,
like the urban blight. But no, so we brought doctors here, private jets. They were the.
We can make this. You know how we're figuring like $80 more.
Yeah.
Like to make this trip tomorrow.
Yep.
Maybe we could just make it a clean 100 and buy a skyscraper.
Sears Tower. It's not Sears Tower. That's Chicago.
Yeah.
Ford or no GM.
Like a Chrysler Tower or something like that.
Isn't the GM building for sale?
I don't know.
Like GM headquarters.
Just pitch somebody $20 and get an the Anthem size skyscraper. And I'm pretty sure the rules in Detroit are you don't like have to like keep it up if you don't actually live there or something like that.
Huh. Well, sure.
There's some sort of like great rules for
we should look into that.
People who just own things but don't live there.
You gonna relocate to Detroit?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Anyway,
I love Detroit, but
so doctors have come here, but we knew they had Ebola and we kept them quarantined. This gentleman lied on his export visa, lied on his entry visa, said he hadn't been around anyone who was sick. On his second visit to the hospital, because he was sent home after being given vitamins and aspirin the first time, he admitted that on his way to the hospital, he shared a cab with a woman who may or may not have had Ebola. She was denied at the hospital because her symptoms were too far along, or so they thought. So they took her back home, and he helped carry her back into the home, which gave him access to all of the bodily fluids. So then he came here, and he said he felt fine.
Which gave him access to all the bodily fluids?
The way that the thing passes, depending on who you ask. If you ask the CDC, you have to like play in their shit and put it in your mouth. Otherwise, you're not getting it. If you ask the World Health Organization...
This just sounds like...
Well, if you ask the WHO, what they say is...
We had sex, but it was consensual.
Right.
She was just like, listen, I'm going to die of Ebola. Can you give me one more...
one more round?
One more round.
Well,
I just want to have sex one more time before I go.
The WHO says that if someone were to sneeze
But
on
of course, she has
surface,
Ebola, so she doesn't know what she's talking about. So it wasn't her. It was just my...
Anyway, the WHO said, like, if you were to sneeze on a surface, and then I was to touch it, and then touch any of the mucous membranes of my body, that it's possible to transfer Ebola that way, even though the CDC says not possible. I trust the WHO. CDC, generally speaking, is a, let's keep everything calm. Oh, shit, it hit the fan. Okay.
We could just live in bubbles.
We could. Or we could use the scrotum, or scrodom, which is now a condom that fits from your knees to your waist. Have you seen that?
Oh, wow. That's something.
To keep your skin contact from happening.
Is that for whenever you want to sleep with Pam Anderson?
It's available on deaddrop.com. Check out deaddrop.com. Oh. Anyway, no, so this guy has Ebola, and at first they were like, he's only exposed 20 people. And then they're like, well, what about the people on the plane? Okay, so he exposed like 100 people. And then come to find out.
What about all those people? All right, so he maybe exposed 1 million people.
Yeah, so then he threw up outside. He went to the hospital one time. Half of the people who were there were sent home. So they were all exposed if the WHO rules are right, and he was sneezing on people or had thrown up and then had it on his hands and was touching things. Anybody could have been infected. He then went back to his apartment building where he threw up outside and then went back to the hospital and they admitted him. They then let a crew of non-CDC people clean up the vomit, which they sprayed with a high-pressure washer, which makes it airborne, at least temporarily. Not human-to-human contact, but like spray, and it floats for 6 miles and then falls on your sandwich at an outside cafe, and you get fucking Ebola. So anyway, so the number who has been exposed, question mark. Who knows? There were 2 reports in D.C., which turned out to be malaria. And the reason I wanted to touch on it is this. Ebola is horrible. And any hemorrhagic fever, you don't want to die from that. It's you start bleeding from everywhere, and then you want to die. And in about 2 days after you decide you want to be dead, you actually die. So it's like the worst thing you can experience. Ebola is hard to get. It's 50% deadly if you get it. Some people say more than that, but statistically 50 to 75% deadly if you get it. That sucks. And it's pretty horrible, but it's harder to get. Malaria, which is what those 2 folks in D.C. had, also horrible. Also a horrible disease to get. Easier to treat. Yeah. But once you reach a certain point, even if you get treated, you're suffering through all of the symptoms and letting it run its course.
Right.
You just survive at the end.
Yeah.
And what my nurse friend pointed out to me was, 2 things. One, HIV has been a problem since 1980, and some of these fucking dirtbags out here don't even use condoms. So forget about all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Also, flu kills 100,000 times what Ebola kills in a year. Still can't get motherfuckers to get a flu shot. Stop spreading that shit around.
Yeah, I never get a flu shot.
So I am using Ebola as we need to be more health conscious, and pandemics are possible, and like get out there and get treated. Don't be like me, get some insurance, because I can't afford insurance. But if you all have insurance and you get checked out, then you won't give me anything, so I'm cool. It's the herd.
I like how you assume that.
It's herd vaccination. You all get vaccinated, even if I'm not. I stay safe. So get out there and don't get Ebola, and we're gonna try not to get Ebola from EP on the ride. So don't be trading bodily fluids with EP. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. You too. I will merely cuddle.
Just pillow talk and cuddling?
Yeah. Just doing that thing where you put your finger in her hair and just like...
Not where I thought you were going with that. I thought you were going somewhere else with the finger.
No, just like you put the finger in the hair and then you just roll it around your finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometime I'm going to have to tell you about the worst makeout session I've ever had. Just happened recently. Not good. Not good.
Okay.
Anyway, so you've been listening to the O the Anthem podcast, part of the O the Anthem digital network. We are coming to you live from the beautiful O the Anthem studios.
Deep below the earth in Parkville, Maryland.
Exactly right. You can find me online at Robert N. Cheek on all your social networks. You can also check out adeaddrop.com, where you can find all the most interesting stories from around the web. Also new this week, foundingthefuture.us. That's going to be the website for my book and all my political junk. So if you want to find out more about my political junk, check out foundingthefuture.us.
And boy, is it junk.
Oh, it is. So robertncheek@gmail.com, Robert N. Cheek everywhere, except for Facebook, which is facebook.com/RobCheek Esquire.
ESQ.
ESQ.
And you can find me otheanthem.com, at otheanthem on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Vimeo. The listener line, 443-219-7595.
What was the number again?
It's 443-219-7595. And I would appreciate it if you remember it for next time.
And you can send text and phone calls to that.
Yes, text and voicemails.
Hey.
Or you could email me, Corey@otheanthem.com.
Right.
And I think that's it.
Right. So
another exciting show.
And we are 2 hours away from the most ridiculous, adventurous trip that I've taken in a long time. So
if we are alive after we go to Detroit.
Yes.
Because apparently everyone there just murders people for fun.
Yes, Shanny.
It's like the Purge.
Damn it, Trivia Code!
Fuck. That was not planned.
Yes.
Just the third Purge movie is just The Purge Detroit.
It's documentary
like,
style.
This isn't dystopia. This is real life.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
All right. So anyway, and one thing we forgot to do, our listenership has gone up so much in the last few weeks. So thank you to all the new listeners. I still maintain that it's just people putting their kids to bed overseas. I think that's what it is.
But if you love it, if it's working for your kid and you want to share it with other kids,
sure.
Feel free to tell people about it.
As I always say, subscribe and download. You don't even have to listen.
Leave comments. Just say you like it.
Yes, exactly.
I do wonder though if we are putting foreign children to sleep, if I'm just like spamming all their comments on the website.
Yeah.
Like, you are very talented at blog writing.
And delete.
And spam.
Some poor kid got kicked off WordPress because of you.
Please check out my site for naked ladies dancing on tabletops. Oh, spam.
Oh, see, I always click those websites. Am I not supposed to? Anyway, so
and that's why your computer is slow and doesn't work.
Yes. So by the time this podcast posts, we will know most likely what the end of the ALDS for the Orioles is, what the outcome of the first round of the playoffs is for many teams, I think. So we'll see.
I hope it's the Orioles.
Let's see. So anyway, again, welcome to our new listeners, new viewers. Thank you so much for coming in. Check us out.
Thanks to the originals.
Well, yeah,
you guys are the ones who light our fire.
Well, that's right. I'm the alarm clock to remind the old listeners.
Right.
You're the new. Fresh.
I'm the guy with the megaphone.
Sure.
Everyone, take to the streets.
Now, see, I say that it's question mark FCC rules. You say that you feel like you're fine with it. Anyway, so make sure you like.
I'm leading a revolution of entertainment.
I like that. Free State Media. Revolution in entertainment.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to. We'll take that to the business meeting.
Yeah.
After this. So welcome to everyone new. Hello to everyone who's repeat. We hope that we can entertain you every single week. Tune in on Tuesdays for the podcast. We may have some bonus material this week based on the road trip. And check out every Friday the Spotlight, which is going to be all the highlights or some of the highlights from this here episode today. So for Corey, this is Rob.